Hi, I'm Scott Schober, Cybercrime Magazine host and author of the book Hacked Again. We're live at Black Hat 2021 in Las Vegas with Erich Kron, security awareness advocate and technical evangelist at KnowBe4, the world's first and largest new school security awareness training and simulated phishing platform that helps you manage the ongoing problem of social engineering. To learn more about KnowBe4, visit KnowBe4.com. Welcome, Eric. It's great to have you with us here today, live at Black Hat.
Yeah, great to see you again, Scott. We've talked a couple of times in the past, and like you said, here at Black Hat, what an amazing time it is post-pandemic, and here we are. I don't know, interesting times.
Yeah, it is interesting. Kind of strange to be here in person, right? With all the rules and other things, but we're adjusting. We're making it work, right? Excellent. Good. Well, Eric, again, it's great to be catching up with you here, and it's been such an exciting year for KnowBe4. So many things that we've all heard about. Maybe give us an update on the company, some of the products, some of the services. There's a lot of things there.
Yeah, so as you know, KnowBe4, we focus on the human element in cybersecurity, which is obviously a very important piece. Whenever we look at the breaches that happen, you can always come back to a human most of the time, right? It's misusing credentials, it's all of that. So we're known for doing our phishing stuff, but we also really deal in training people for other things, like dealing with passwords correctly, dealing with Wi-Fi when you're traveling, like we are here. All of those kinds of things. It's all of the human elements. And our focus has really been on changing organizational culture. So it's more than just awareness. It's more than just telling somebody this is a bad thing to do. It's getting them to change behavior and work into better organizational cultures overall.
And I think that's really important because you're effectuating change within an organization, ultimately just making it stronger, the whole organization more cyber safe. That's really great stuff there. Now, what is KnowBe4 showing off here at Black Hat this year, and what are you maybe hearing with some of the people that you met with?
Yeah, so our booth here this year is small, which is pretty typical for a lot of the Black Hat folks this year. But what we're showing off, we have demo stations up there where you can check out our platform where we do the phishing scenarios and the training. We also do, it's called KCM, the KnowBe4 Compliance Manager, which deals with GRC. If you've ever been in an area where you're trying to deal with keeping track of that stuff, we can show you how to deal with that here too as well. And again, we're also highlighting some of our new focus on culture, organizational culture, and some of the programs we have that are specifically focused towards organizational culture change.
Great stuff. A lot of stuff going on, that's for sure. Now, KnowBe4 is a global leader in protecting employees against phishing, as you mentioned there, and social engineering. Any new warnings that you have for any organizations?
You know, it's hard because this has been an issue that's been going on for decades, right? We know this. So new warnings are unfortunately very much the same as the old ones. And the warnings here are, don't just focus on your technology. We have to take the human aspect into account. And whether it's anything from falling for phishing, falling from social engineering tricks, to people not securing S3 buckets, which we hear about all the time, right? Yeah, very, very common. Getting the human aspect and that mentality and that mindset more towards security is something that organizations really need to focus on. It's one of the best bangs for the buck thing you can do in your security programs. Unfortunately, it's not always the one that us technical people want to sign up to do right away. So that's where having a good platform and good support from an organization or a vendor comes in very, very handy in those situations.
I think that's so true there. Now, what advice do you maybe have, Eric, for maybe smaller businesses with limited or no IT staff at all, just the small business owners, or anything that they can do?
Yeah, that's tough because a lot of the smaller businesses, many of them think I'm too small to be attacked, but we see over and over again that that's not true, right? There was recently like a veterinary medical center, I think in New York, that got hit with ransomware. I mean, it doesn't really matter the size, but they're in a tough situation because they're doctors trying to do doctor things. They're marketing firms trying to market. They're not cybersecurity professionals. So look for supporting organizations, maybe MSPs, MSSPs, to help augment some of that. And you really want to pay attention to where your biggest risks generally are, because you don't have the budget to spend on on those kind of, outlier sorts of things. And that's honestly where, again, helping with the human aspect really, really makes a difference. If we can get people to stop clicking on links, giving up their passwords, doing all that kind of stuff, it'll make a huge difference in the small organizations. And again, it's not an expensive thing. It just takes a little time and a little more focused effort.
Yeah, and interesting because you mentioned in a couple of your insights there about that human element, how important that is. And I think a lot of businesses underestimate that or don't take that into account. They're always trying to find that silver bullet, the fast solution to whatever it is, but sometimes it's us, the people, that can actually effectuate the change. So some really good points there. Now, for bigger companies that are being targeted, do you have any words of wisdom? Because we're hearing a lot of big targeted attacks, a lot of these ransomware ones too, in the millions of dollars. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, the ransomware game changed in late 2019 when Maze came on board and they started exfiltrating data. Up until then it was always do backups, right? And we got pretty good at that. But what happened is that actually affected the cyber criminals' wallets, and they got wise and said, what else can we do? So now they exfiltrate this data and they leverage it against organizations. If they don't pay the ransom, they're going to dump it publicly, and that's a bad thing. So that changed the game a little bit. Now, always we've needed a layered approach. There is no security control, it's 100%. So we need things like the email gateways that reduce the sheer volume of spam and phishing that goes out every day. We really need to have those backups, and we need to test them and make sure they work. That's your key to getting back up and running quickly, but it doesn't solve the issue of data going out. So you need a robust DLP system. Data loss prevention is very important in this, and over and over we see 450 gigs or 700 gigs, a terabyte of data moved out of networks, and nobody noticed. So DLP is incredibly important. And then, of course, again, the human element. That's got to be in there when it comes to securing these organizations. It's got to be a piece of that. If we can get them to stop clicking the links that downloads the dropper that ends up with the ransomware, we're way ahead of the game. So for bigger organizations, concentrate on those types of layers. That'll get you a long ways towards protecting your orgs.
Excellent advice from Eric. Thank you so much there, that layered approach. Really appreciate it. It was great catching up with you here at Black Hat again. And again, I'm Scott Schober, Cybercrime Radio host and author of the book Hacked Again. Joining us today was Erich Kron, security awareness advocate and technical evangelist at KnowBe4, the world's first and largest new school security awareness training and simulated phishing platform that helps you manage the ongoing problem of social engineering. To learn more about KnowBe4, visit knowbe4.com.